Hello everyone, welcome again. My name is Larissa Lopes and you're watching the 12 Habits That Changed My Life. As you all know, I was an obese child. I started dieting when I was only 9 years old, and I believed for years and years that it was my fault. I wasn't disciplined enough to make myself go and exercise, or that I had the bad genes and I couldn't do anything about that. And that I didn't have enough willpower, and I suffer with this for a long time, thinking that I was weak, I was less than a thin person because they could control themselves and I couldn't. I had this compulsive eating crisis where I used to go to the supermarket and buy exactly the same products and go back home and eat, promising myself it would be the last time because I was sick of this life. I didn't want to keep on that road, but I needed one more time. I needed one more night of that fat meal, and the next day I would be someone better. And I've done this for years and I couldn't break the cycle, and I didn't realize actually that I was literally addicted. Food addiction is not something that we can easily discover, It's not like other kind of drugs that you don't need it, you just go for the pleasure, We all need to eat, so it's kind of hidden in this need we have, and I didn't realize it. I lived like this for years and I didn't, it didn't click inside of me that it was really an addiction. And once I've decided that I wouldn't diet anymore, and that I would start thinking and trying to understand what's happening inside of me and raising my level of consciousness, I really realized that it wasn't my fault, all along it hasn't been my fault. Sugar, for example, is already an addictive substance. There's this study from Princeton University, I guess, and I saw it on Forbes magazine too, that says that sugar can be more addictive than heroin and cocaine. We don't realize the power it has in our brains and how dependent we can get of it. And once I realized all of that, I've learned all of that, I decided to make a test and to spend some days without having anything with sugar. And guess what? I found out that sugar is in everything. And I mean literally every food that you buy in the supermarket. Everything that comes in cans and boxes or in packages. Everything that is processed or made by man can have a lot of fat, salt, and sugar. Those three substances are really dangerous because first, they are rare in nature. So when you taste it, your body will give you immediately the sign to get more and to eat as much as you can because it's something that gives you a lot of energy. That's what your body wants and needs, and they manipulate sugar and fat and salt and other ingredients to make the taste and the texture and the smell, everything irresistible for you. And if it wasn't already hard enough to resist this level of attractiveness, they are also very convenient. You don't have to take time to prepare. They can be stored in the shelves for a long time, and you just have to put it in the microwave or in the oven and it's ready for you to eat. And if it wasn't already enough, they also have a very good marketing strategy and there are advertisements everywhere. So I knew that was a battle I couldn't fight anymore and I was exhausted of trying. So I decided I needed a new strategy. I needed to have more control over what I was eating because I didn't even know, the labels don't tell you the truth. And in this research about what my body really needed to survive, I realized that the more natural the food is, the more nutrients it has. So I decided I wouldn't buy any processed food for a while. I was going to cook my own meals, and I was going to buy fresh products and organic products to make it as natural as it could be. And that was really hard for me in the beginning because I didn't know how to cook at all, you know. But I decided that I could eat whatever I wanted to, but I had to cook. If I didn't know how to make it, I was the one responsible for getting the recipe and trying. And I realized that even if I eat things like cakes and lasagnas and pizzas, just the fact that I was cooking it myself was already reducing a lot of sugar and fat and salt. It's just insane the amount of sugar they put in a tomato sauce, for example. So if you make your own tomato sauce at home, you would never put that amount of sugar. And that makes you healthier already, you know. Any effort towards the natural and the organic and the fresh has already a big impact in your health, in your lifestyle, in your addiction. Little by little, I felt myself free of my addictions. I didn't have the need for any brand anymore. And that was amazing. And when you start cooking for yourself, first you're gonna have to buy the ingredients. So the food is gonna have much more nutrients because it's fresh. Second, you're gonna have much more control over your weight because you're not gonna be eating added sugars and extra fat and extra salt anymore. And it's gonna be really great for your health because, as you know, all the new diseases are related to the way we feed ourselves. We have changed the way we eat more in the last century than in the last 10,000 years. And our body just didn't evolve in the same pace that the industry and the technology. So that have a huge impact in our health and in the way our body recognizes and digests this food. And I believe technology has done amazing things for humanity, but I don't think what they are doing with food is the best way to go, is the best way for us to live. I think that as humans, we have to admit that sometimes we make mistakes, and this food system, it's a big one. I think we desperately need to come back and to start feeding ourselves the way we used to do before, because our body is not ready for all this technology. We don't know how to process it, and the results are cancers and diabetes and all these chronic diseases that now we believe is normal. They are not normal, you know. They are consequences of the way we eat, of the way we feed our body. We have to have this conscious. We have to understand what is the real cause of these diseases so we can start doing something about it. And I know it's not easy, it takes time, it's a challenge. You know, I literally had to learn how to cook because I didn't know. But we need to start putting our health first, because if you don't, you're probably gonna end up developing one of these diseases, and that will probably take more of your time and be a bigger challenge than learning how to cook. So please start thinking about these things, start taking control of what you put in your mouth. I believe that if we start resisting the artificial and taking care of our health, the food industry will realize that we are not that into those things they are selling anymore, and they will start producing what they see that we want, because they want our money, so they will do anything we want to make us satisfied and keep buying their products. Together, we have the power to change the system and avoiding that our kids will have the same problems and the same challenge that we are having now. So please do yourself a favor and learn how to cook. Choose natural, choose organic, choose fresh, and put your health in first. You deserve this. If you don't take care of yourself, no one else will. Thank you very much for watching, and I see you next week.